So I thought for something different, I'd do a video of my personal collection of clubs. It's not a large collection, but it's what I'd say is a good collection. So I'm going to start off with the set I've got here with the TaylorMade Burner Woods, which are actually brand new. They've never been hit before. And then got the Ping Eye 2s, one iron to three, one iron, then three to lob wedge. These are the square grooved ones that got banned. And my personal opinion, I think these are like two of the most iconic clubs ever made. It was really with these TaylorMade woods is when we started to see technology really take over, and obviously the Ping Eye 2s being banned with the square grooves. Next, I've got the Ben Hogan 1957 to 1959 Sabre Starburst 2-iron to E plus the utility wedge. I mean, for that time period, such a great looking iron. And then I've got the 1978 Ben Hogan medallions. I mean, obviously I've got most of my stuff irons of Ben Hogan, just being a fan. So that's one iron to E. You don't see one irons much today. Very rarely do you see them for sale. And then got the Ben Hogan special sand wedge from the 80s. And all it was is when I was about 13, 14, I seen a set of these, and it was the brass coin. I just thought it looked really cool. This is actually my personal playing set, but unfortunately I've got a physical medical condition where there's no cure, and I'm continually deteriorating to the point where I can barely move. But I keep a set just in case, I get better and I can play again. So I've got a 1975 Director 2-iron, which I call it a 1.5 iron. It's a 1-iron length and a 2-iron loft. And then I've got the 2004 Apex 50 3-iron to E. And I've got the Tour Edge. So these are the current Tour Edge wedges, and in my opinion, I think these are the best wedges on the market, just because of the amount of technology that goes into them. They've shortened the hosel by ½ an inch, decreased the diameter of the hosel, and the neckline, they've really narrowed that down. So with all that weight saving, they've been able to make the face 10% larger, which makes the toe higher and increases forgiveness. And then they've been able to put additional weight up at the top of the toe, which increases forgiveness. And actually I'll grab the other one, it's over here. So they've got a weight there, and you can go from 2.5 grams up to 12.5 grams in 2.5 gram increments, which means you can move the center of gravity up and down the head, which just helps, you can change your ball trajectory. And the little black things to the sides, it's like hard urethane, and that absorbs vibrations. So in terms of forgiveness, there's really nothing out there that has as much forgiveness. And the fact that it's got the weight, the center, how you can change the center of gravity, and then the vibration dampening technology to improve the feel. Personally, I think these are the best most forgiving and best feeling wedges you can buy, and I mean, just they've squeezed everything out of this wedge in terms of design technology. So I stopped playing in 2007 due to my health condition, and I stopped practicing in 2021, and basically I really can't even hit a quarter wedge shot or putting, so all these videos I do are quite difficult. Here I've got the Beryllium Copper Ping 1-iron, the square grooved Hogan Edge 2-iron, Ben Hogan 40th anniversary 2-iron, and an Australian Maxfly 3-iron. I've got some Ping putters. I've got Ping Zing 2, a Pow 2, and Answer 2, and also a B60 that's not in here. I've got a Slazenger bullseye design with the flange at the back, and a Ben Hogan PSI 1 at the back. I've got, this is my favourite Hogan iron, the 1993-94 Ben Hogan Fort Worth irons. I mean, these are a shotmaker's dream club. And then I've got the 1963 improved power thrust with a special pitching wedge. And these are all my Persimmons. Everything's either brand new or restored, and I'm actually a master persimmon restorer. This is my favourite, the Joe Power Tour sample, which was only available to tour players. And last but not least, the holy grail of Ben Hogan irons. And this is the third remake of the 1973 Apex. I mean, this club is just exquisite. And the reason it's the holy grail of Ben Hogan irons is there was only 850 sets made, which makes it the last number of sets the company produced. And to find a set like this, so 3-iron to E in brand new condition, it is almost impossible, because they were only available to the Japanese market, and that's because in 1988 the company was sold to a Japanese company called Cosmo World, and during inventory they found 850 sets, heads only, and then they were released to the Japanese market. I'm not going to say what they're worth, but they're definitely not cheap. That's all I can say. And then I think these are pretty cool. Some fur head covers, still in the plastic, brand new, from the 80s. And this is one of my favourite things. Took me 15 years to find this. Is a Ben Hogan 1988 practice ball bag in brand new condition. So yeah, that concludes. Like, that's it. That's my personal club collection. Like I said, it's not very big, but there's a good variety of equipment there, and most of it is pretty rare. Like, it's not like you can just find it, you know. Like these two sets here I had restored by Jim Cronus, who's now retired, and wasn't that he had the best looking chrome, but his chrome was so hard wearing. I've got a 6-iron that's hit over 200 balls, and there's not a scratch on that 6-iron, which is pretty amazing. And he also finished Jack Nicklaus's and Tiger's irons, and here's 25 majors that were won with irons that he had refinished, which is a pretty cool thing. And I'm lucky because I'm friend. I live in Australia. He's over in the US, and I'm lucky to call him my friend. So yeah, that's it. And like I said, not a big collection, but what I would say it's pretty cool collection. And yeah, I quite like it to be honest. And it's taken me a lot of time. Like, it took me 15 years just to find that bag, and so like, a lot of this equipment actually did take some time. And I've got some irons coming. I've got the 1960 Power Thrust irons and a set of the McGregor PMBs, which I think is probably the best forged muscle back iron ever made, because the muscle pads change through the set with the long irons, mid iron and short irons, where the center of gravity is being changed with the muscle pads changing, and which just helps control the loft, the trajectory for each loft of the club. So yeah, so there you go. That's my personal club collection.